link to your, or the recording is just starting. I was supposed to have shared the link to the previous class. Okay, I just devised a way of doing it in such a way that it will not require me to start having so much memory. Right, as you can see on my other page, you can see on this page it's telling me that my I'm almost out of storage. Right, so I decided to load them, have them on YouTube, on my YouTube channel. So you just go there. I'll send the link. You just go there and download or watch. Okay, because it's very obvious that many people. It's very obvious that many people. Okay, hold on, please. So some of you, the moment I certify this recording, it 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 may put you out of the call. Okay, so once it puts you out of the call, please join back again. Okay. Good. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So thank you very much. Um, like I was saying, when you see the responses of certain classmates on the group, you just know that these ones did not attend the previous class and they've not done any effort to they've not made any effort to go and get it to go and get it. I haven't shared although I haven't shared the link, so I expect that you should do so. We have 100 students for this course, so we're expected to have 100 students here. I don't know why we have just 30, what now? 34 or 35, as the case may be. So, um, I'll share the ground rules on the WhatsApp group. Okay. I want you to also know that those rules are meant to help you. Okay, I've updated this part, right? Individual assignment, individual assignment, 5 marks, group assignment, 5 marks, graded forums, 5 marks, graded quiz, 15 marks. This is a new development, and some of you might want to take advantage of it to bag your A. I don't know whether it's for this course or for all the course. I think it's the general one. So that's how it has been graded. All right, so we're gonna rush, we're gonna run. So if you're in a quiet place, your environment is quiet, you can do well to you can do well to unmute so that we can communicate. Okay. Yes. So that I can get your feedback from your environment. So, all right. So this is the first course we'll be having on BSAQ 301. My announcement, okay, plainly informed us that my lectures happen on Mondays for this course. Okay, my announcement plainly informed us that my lectures happen for this month on Mondays. I still wonder why people are still getting themselves confused. Maybe it's because they've not gone through to the announcements at least. Sorry, please. Okay, I said BSQ 301 and 201 on Mondays and Tuesdays, respectively. What this means is that when you see this kind of sentence, right, it means BSQ 301 is for Mondays, while BSQ 201 is for Tuesdays. Okay, so that's that anyway. But in my last class, I also reminded you that courses are reacted to not based on their levels, but based on their course codes. So you might find out that there's some of you who that there are some of you who there's some of you. Okay, no, that's not good. There's some of you who some people might be in 300 level and they're also registering for BSAQ 201. So what would you say to that kind of person? What about those who had carryovers and then they're in 400 level, or they didn't even register the course when they were in 200 level, and they're registering for the course when they're in 400 level, and they're doing it right now? What would you say to those kind of people? That they are not in 200, that they are not in 300 level or in 200 level? No. So when you say BSAQ 301, you know your own. Just leave it alone. Then I told you before, the WhatsApp group is simply a platform for announcement, notice board, a quick notice board. That's what a WhatsApp platform is. Okay, so let's dive into the course if you're ready to go with me. Okay, let's dive into the course now. The course is titled Business, Government, and Society. B, G, and S. I did not say the lecture is for only 300 level students. So who is that posting that on the WhatsApp group? I said the lecture is for those who registered 301, not for 300 level students, but anybody at all, anywhere who registered for BSAQ 301. Okay, that's how it's done here. Listen now, pay attention and know what you're doing. Anybody, anywhere who registered for BSAQ 301 this semester, the lecture is for them. Okay, that's what it simply means, and you will get it anyway. All right, so you can retype your message and say it's for those who registered for BSAQ 301. That's fine. All right, so I said B, G, and S. When you hear this kind of statement, what comes to mind? Business, government, and society as the title of a course. Three different things put together as the title of a course. What comes to your mind? That's the first question I want to ask. So who's going to answer my question now? Hello, who's going to answer my question? What comes to your mind? B, G, and S. What comes to your mind? Good evening, dear. Hold on.
Okay, good evening, sir. Um, yeah, what first comes to mind? Business, government, and society. To me, what comes to mind is how business affect government, then how government affects business, and both affect the society at large.
Thank you very
That's what
much.
comes to mind.
Thank you very much. If it was in those days now, I would have landed you 5 marks like this. Okay, thank you very much. So when you see three different concepts married together in one line, making a title, you talk about their relationship, how they affect one another. Okay, our focus here is the business because this is supposed to be a broad course from business administration. Okay, so it will now be how government and society affects business, or how business and how business affects government and society. Simply put, that's what the entire course is about. And when you go back to our introduction from the previous session, you will see where we talked about environment. Okay, we did a recap on this business environment, and that's because business environment is the topic that begins to link business to all the existing relationships out there. It links business to politics, how politics affect your business. Okay. Now you can see how the prices of food in Nigeria have been going up and down over the past how many years. And now, especially for maize now, the price is going down south. It's going down, 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 down. Now, this is positive for some businesses, this is negative for some businesses, but all are attributed to political decisions. The previous government has a way of attending to agriculture that increased the prices of Maize. I'm using maize for example. The current government has its own approach to agriculture that is dropping the price of maize far, far, far far than more than how it even went high before. Okay, but when you leave things to play out normally, then economic perspective now. So you can see the concept of business environment is the first place where you begin to meet relationships. How does technology affect business? Huh? When you go to now use banks for example, you don't find people are not even now people are not even using ATM cards. Even the common ATM cards are not in use that much anymore. People prefer to just open their apps and transfer. Technology affecting business. How does the law affect businesses? Recently, the Nigerian government came up with a new tax law. I hope you're familiar with that, right? A new tax law. How does the law affect business? Ecological environment is like a natural environment. You ask yourself, how does the how how does the somebody said you cannot join the course. It's not my fault if you cannot join. It's Google actually. Or maybe I should stop the transcription, then you should be able to join. When you join, I'll allow you in. Okay. So ecology has to do with nature, natural environment, life, the bio aspect of the environment, where you have the air you breathe in, the water, the plants, the animals, the insects, and all of those things you have around. So all the issues that pertain to COVID, the lockdown, you can even name them under ecological environment. Okay. So these ones are just the macro, biggest sphere of things, and that's where the acronym PESTLE comes from. PESTLE. Okay. So here, the direct environment. How does business relate with each and every one of these factors or components who are outside the four walls of the business? Okay. I want you to understand that the shareholders of a business, in a strict accounting terms, okay, are external to the business. Okay, because the law sees shareholders as different from the business. For example, Aliko Dangote is different from Dangote Group of Companies. In the eye of the law, they are two different persons. Okay, one has a physical body, the other one does not. The other one only has representative. So you can look at all of these things and then quickly let's look at them once again in the form of a pictorial form. See how they are interconnected. Okay, I think I will need to update this diagram so that all these lines that are scattered will properly be arranged. Okay, good. So when we say economic, sociocultural, demographic, and social, that's what society now talks about. That's the aspect of the person that you can say is society. The economic aspect, that the aspect of the personal component that we can say is business. Okay, I'm going to give you a perspective from which you should approach this course so that you'll be able to understand certain things. Then when we combine political and legal environment, and that we can now say that's government. I hope you understand that, right? I'm supposed to ask you this question, Sha, but now I'm telling you. Okay, so which one is B? Which one is G? Which one is S? When you look at all of these, the indirect aspect, which one is B? Which one is G? Which one is S? Let me hear you, please. Which one is B? Which one is G? Which one is S? I said it already, so but let me still hear you. The economic aspects, the sociocultural, demographic, and ecological aspects, technological aspects, the political and legal aspects. Which of them is business? Which of them is government? Which of them is society? It's already stated clearly here anyway. Political and legal environment make up the government. the economic space make up business. So now when we say business in this sense, what do we mean? Okay. Is it we're not referring to your own business unit. So imagine you're a businessman having your own company or your own business. No, we're not referring to that. We're referring to the entire business world that in turn affects your singular business unit. So let's say your singular business can be called the micro, right? Then while the entire business world that includes all the banks, all the transporting systems, all the suppliers, everything that is business generally that affects your own business. Let's call that the macro business. So that's the perspective I want you to have. So you're going to see yourself as a manager or an owner of a business, micro, but you're also going to see all the other businesses surrounding it. Then you also see the society, and then you see the government. Okay. So the first step, okay, that's what I said here. I said the political and legal make up the government. The economic and part of the technological make up business. In bracket, macro business. So when we say part of technology, what is the meaning of technology? Hmm? What is the meaning of technology, everybody? Somebody help us. When we say technology, what do we mean? By itself, the word technology, what does it mean? Someone wants to speak. Go on, please.
It can mean development.
Development. Okay. You have tried. Okay. So another person also. Go ahead. The floor is open. Just speak.
Machineries,
You know, say good
machineries used in
evening. Technology,
Machineries.
technology
Okay. Ano-
application.
Another person.
Hello,
Yes, go on.
sir. Yeah, it could be
Thank
at
you.
the application of knowledge or putting the
Mm,
knowledge into practice.
hmm That's fine. Thank you very much. So let's put all of these together, right? Okay. So when we say technology, we're referring to that how. That's the word. How is something done? Okay. Back then, we gather hot sand, right? You know what I'm talking about. Those of you who like eating roasted granite, we gather hot sand or clean sharp sand, right? We wash sharp sand and then put it on whatever heating system. Now, that heating system is another technology on its own. Oh. It could be a charcoal technology or a kerosene stove or whatever. Then you pour the granite that you have already cleaned inside the hot sand. I hope you're familiar with these things, right? Then you keep turning it, stirring it until the granite gets done. And fine, that is one technology of making granite, roasted granite. These days now, I've seen the one I'm seeing now that's even happening. You just carry the granite and put inside oven and cover it. Are you getting it now? You carry the granite and put inside oven and close the oven and put it on. And after a while, everything is ready. So what can we say now? What can we say now? There's a change, there's a difference now in the production technology. The previous production technology was the type where you fry the granite with your hand, with your sorry, when I say your hand, I mean not with your bare hands, I mean the what they call ibako in Yoruba land, right? Okay, so you need to fry the ground to mix it up. But another technology comes up where there's no need for all that. Just put it inside the oven, and within a while, everywhere will start scenting, right? So that's what I mean now. So that's what technology actually refers to. So the part of it that is used to do business, that part affects business. But the part that just used to make life easy, which is also used to do business in some other sense, you can now consider those ones under sociocultural, like the communication technology and how far it has gone. When you look at it from the socialization perspective, you can say it's just a society issue. But when you look at it from the perspective of those who do businesses with it, you can also say that technology. So technology can fall either in business or in society. Okay, so that's it. So having laid this foundation, the first thing now is for us to look at. I usually ask whether there's any relationship between these three, but there's no need asking that anymore because some of you have already answered. The first person that answered the question told us that the fact that we have the course title B, G, and S means that one affects the other. So it's obvious that there's a relationship. So we'll now go on to define. I want to give you tips that will make you get complete grades when you're answering these questions in your examination or whatever. I hope you understand that. Good. So we'll define business, we'll define government, we'll define society. But mind you, we are going to be defining these things as they relate to this course. This course is a field. If I want to say field, it's a field, it's mostly a field of strategic management. I want to say strategic management. You must have done BSAQ301, which is business policy and strategic management. So the course is mostly a field of strategic management, right? Yeah. Um, so that means you're looking at all the factors that can pose opportunities or even threats to your businesses, as the case may be. So, from the perspective of this field, how would you define the term business? From the perspective of the field, how would you define the term government? From the perspective of the field, how would you define the term society? Now, I usually like to start with society because society is like the bigger picture. You understand what I mean by that, right? Businesses exist in society, governments exist in society. So the society, as a matter of fact, has different branches or different institutions or different whatever, as we will see. One of the institutions of the society is what? The government. Another institution of the society can also be called the businesses. All right, so let's define them first. What is a society? Somebody, let me hide my definition. Somebody tell me what is a society. If you sit in an exam question now, how would you define a society? Hello, I know we have some responsive.
Society is
We
a group of people living in an environment.
mm, a group of people living in an environment. Thank you very much. That's a good one. What kind of environment do you mean now? You mean a physical environment, right? A physical location or thereabout.
Yes.
So, so what when people live together, they live together. What brings them together is actually what makes that place to be called a society. Not just because they live together, okay? And look at it. It's generally we say three different things. Three different things are the things that bring them together. Number one, the ideas that they share. This idea could be their traditions, their religions, okay, their value, their sense of value, name it. That's what it could be. Then the second one is the materials, the resources that they have to stay together with, to share the lands, the water, okay, and so on and so forth. Then the institutions, we'll discuss all of this. So let's come to number one. So when you are defining, mind you, take note of this. When you see define a society, you have to come and define these concepts one by one. Are you getting me now? Don't forget this, please. So the thing is that I don't even know what your exam this semester going forward will be like because of the change, the attention that we are paying to quizzes. So maybe they might pay more attention as well. Okay. Sorry, please. Someone is trying to call me. I called him earlier, but give me a second, please. Okay, good. So are you with me? Yeah, so I was saying that if you're asked to define society, make sure you bring out these terms. Because the definition will say define a society from the perspective of the BGS field. Okay. I hope you get that. Please, if your environment is a bit noisy, you can mute your microphone, okay?
Hello,
Otherwise,
sir.
yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, sir. You were saying something much earlier, very important. You were talking about you not being sure of what our exams will look like because of the changes.
Yeah, they will
Before the
inform you now. Maybe you have more CBT. What I simply mean is that maybe you have more CBT than essays this time around. I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, maybe you have more CBTs or only CBTs than essays, as the case may be. Okay, so just prepare for anything, sure.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Noted, sir.
yeah. So we said what makes a society. Number one, ideas. What are ideas? The ideas by which they live together refer to the ideologies and their norms. What do they consider as normal? Okay, you can find this in almost every society you go to in Nigeria. The housing style, the dressing style, the kind of food they eat. There's a uniformity. Okay, that's actually their norms. So what they consider as good behaviors, bad behaviors, the norms and the values, the ideologies as well. Okay, they're all put together. How do they think certain things should be done? Education, the church you go to school, all those kind of things. These are just ideologies that cause them that bind their coexistence. Number two, the materials. So okay, when we come to materials, you can now talk about all those factors of production, the land, the natural resources that they have. Okay. Then number three, which is very important, institution, institutions rather. I call them systems. Okay. The systems. The systems. Systems are what define their relationship patterns. How do they accomplish things? If they want to educate their people or they send them they have an educational system. Their leadership issues for the society, they have a political system. If there are issues that have to do with settling of disputes and others, how people to behave, they have a legal system. Okay, for production of goods and so on and so forth, they have an economic system. Or so in that system, we have economic institutions, we have financial institutions, so they have religious institutions, media, and so on and so forth. So now you understand that now, right? So business now becomes an or a system in the society. The government becomes a system in the society. So if you want to define business in that context, right? That means I said business actually refers to the economic institutions and all the financial institutions, all the economic institutions and all the financial institutions. Okay, we said business refers to the economic and financial institutions. Okay, but here it starts the definition from here. Business refers to the system through which a society uses its own resources to meet its own needs and also increase these resources through profits. Through profits. I'll stop there. While the society refers to the system again through which the society, I hope you're seeing the way I'm defining this. I did not define business as, let me give you the common definition of business. The common definition of business will say business is the activity of buying and selling for profit. Straight. But that's not what I said here. Okay. Business is the sum total of all activities, okay, that do this for profit. But that's not what I said here. I defined it in the context so that you can now say it's a system through which a society uses its resources to meet its needs and also increase them to profit. Then we have the government. I will not say the government is a group of people who are not. That's how we used to define government when we were SS1. But now in this context, you will refer to it as the system through which the society does what? Number one, maintains order. Number two, facilitates smooth operations as within and outside its borders. Number three, protects and promotes its values, its ideologies, its citizens, and its resources through laws and leadership. Good. I'll stop there. So let's move on. So I said the approach that you need to have for this course is that number one, you're going to approach this course as if you are a business owner. So you have your micro business, okay, and then compared to the business world, okay. So that's that. Anyway, so this is a field. This is a field, the field of BGS, and it is very important for managers to take note of this field. Are you with me? So we said on a general note, after the word business does in that sense, okay, but that's what I'm here to do now. So what I'm bringing to your attention right now is that in this field of BGS is important, is very important to managers. Why? Why is the field of BGS important to managers? Right? Why? 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 Okay. So that's it now. Okay, the components of the field have they usually have changes. The word there is dynamic. They are dynamic, and the changes that occur can affect businesses positively or negatively, as the case may be. I hope you understand that. Yeah. So, a few reasons why it is so are three. They gave us three reasons in this course. So, you can check previous examination questions and you see how questions are raised on these topics. Question number one, area number one is that it's broad. That's one simple way of putting it. The field of BGS covers many disciplines, many areas. It's not just about business management or strategic management. No. The field of BGS cuts across, let's imagine, cuts across almost every field. Okay. So the medical sciences, the political sciences, the social sciences, management sciences, all of them, the field of BGS covers across them, right? A mechanic, for example, who's an engineer, is doing his business by repairing cars. But that thing he's doing is physics. Is he not? He's doing physics now, right? The person making bread in the bakery, he's doing his business. But that thing is doing is chemistry. Are you getting what I'm saying now? The same thing with others. It's just that the management sciences have claimed it as if it's their own. Okay, so study all of this. Why, why, or how is the field of BGS interdisciplinary? How? You find all the first point I gave you here is that if in that singular society you find all the disciplines, medicals, science, political, social, all the disciplines are there staring at you in the face as a manager. That your business is a bank, yet COVID say you should close. COVID is a scientific, is a natural, they will say natural science or chemistry, yeah, biochemistry. That's a field on its own. Okay. But what concerns biochemistry with banks? That's because all the other disciplines exist in your society. So it doesn't matter what your business object is. When we say business object, what do we mean? It means what you are doing. Like in the banks, the business object is financial services. In the bakery, the object of their business is what? Bread. Okay, that thing that they're doing. So when they ask you, what do you do? You say, I do business. Okay, so what do you deal on? That thing you deal on, that is the object of your business. And we'll look at it, watch it very well. If you are in business, you are either doing something from other disciplines, from sciences or physics or something else. Okay? And then you are buying and selling something that is produced from somewhere. Okay, so that's point number three. I said this the as objects of businesses, they all affect the society. The medicals affect the society. The political affect the society. Every one of them affect the society, which in turn affect the business. Okay. Now, I also said that the government is interested in the disciplines, at least to make sure that their influence is not so strong. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to wrap up. I had a quite long day, a busy day all through. I just came back now to rush up to set it up. Okay. So the government has a role there to make sure that there's a fair ground for business to operate and to serve the society. Okay, so you can read up the remaining one from here by yourself. Okay, yes. Okay. Secondly, why is the field of BGS important to managers? It is important because it has a global perspective, right? Today, where I work currently, we operate in Nigeria, we operate in Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and then just with the advent of communication technology, business continues. Okay, business continues. So the world is a global village. COVID, I've used that example like 3 times. COVID, they said, leaked out in Wuhan, China. So what's your business? You have a shop in Oshogbo, all of a sudden you cannot treat anymore. You cannot continue because the global password, something that is happening in another country, is hitting you hard here. Okay, so there's something called the global perspective of the field or of the relationship. And what does it emphasize? It looks at what the fact that the effect of the interaction between business G and S, BG and S, they are not limited to national borders. Okay, that same experience exists internationally. I give example of COVID before, so I'm not going to go back there. Okay, so what are the benefits of it? It's called global capitalism actually. But what are the benefits of this? You can see, read them there. It has increased wealth. Today now we're doing lectures right now online. How come? global capitalism. Okay, global capitalism. It has brought new material comforts. Okay, it has increased knowledge. We have known so much. Okay, excuse me. This one wants to join again. Hold on, please. Okay, so yeah, sorry, I usually get distracted when anyone is trying to join the call, but it's fine anyway. So the global perspectives have brought new methods now of production. I give an example of those people who produce roasted granules, right? What about those people who mill rice, paddy rice? Now there are technology that you just from China, all the way from China, you only just to allow the machine suck the rice into its system. It will do everything to the end. What would you say about that? These are the positive effects of global capitalism. But it has its own negative effect. Number one, exploitation. Okay, the reason why they are stealing from Nigeria, stealing oil, stealing that, those are exploitation. Okay, and then human rights issues right now. Okay, good. It imposes problems on the environment, and then it challenges diversity of values. Okay, so study all of these. The international perspective of BGS cannot be ignored. Full stop. Okay, yeah. So thirdly, I want you to pay attention to this because the last two exams is a major question that came up from this part that many students have not answered correctly. All right. So the third point now, why is the field of BGS important to managers? It's because it has what they call a historical perspective. And what does that mean? Okay, what's history? What will say history? What will say history? History, what is history? We usually would think that history refers to the things that have happened before that are written down. But no, but that's not the perspective to look at the word history. History refers to how things happen through time. So even now, as we're having this class, we're making history. Okay, how things happen through across time, and in that way, it started from the past, and now we are in the present, and we're headed into the future. In the majority of time, that past is what created the present, and this present is what is going to create the future. So you see now, Nigerian business space is like this probably because of what has happened in the past with the government or with this or with that. And now, what's happening, what we're doing now is what's going to shape the business space tomorrow. So I think these are the areas that I want us to understand. Now, the BGS relationship helps us to see that there have been changes. What we have today, that's not how it used to be before. Okay. Then number two, it also let us know that this way we are doing things now, that's not the only way. That's not the only way. There are many other ways to do things. Okay. In the time past, they did the roasted granite with sand. That's just an example. Okay, so you cannot, they are happening, you cannot control them. That's what it's the things are just happening. Okay, so as companies trying to navigate or respond to what is happening, they in turn are causing changes and they are also adapting to changes. And some of the changes are so rapid that it's not just about us now. In the past, too, they've had that problem where changes are rapid. Okay. And finally, here I said our activities today are shaping. Are you with me? What we are doing now, the entire Nigerian system, you see, that's just a basic example anyway. So that's it. So that's where I'm going to stop tonight. Almost 9:30, and somebody is just joining the call. Okay. So this is how we're going to go. So the next class, we're going to look at how would I put this now for you so you understand? How when this relationship of B, G, and S meet, how does it affect your own individual business? Okay, how does it affect your own individual business? Because you have to respond. So when you look at B, G, and S in a given era of society, you want to know who has power the more, who has the power, who in whose hands does the power lie? Is it that if the government sneeze, your business should tremble, or if the big businesses sneeze, your business should tremble, or if the society shake their head. Are you getting me now? So that's one of the reasons why I have to study this. This will be our next topic, and it is and it is sorry, I'm being distracted. Okay, it's what we call the models of BGS relationship. Okay, yes. So after we do that, we will now divide the entire lecture into three. The first things we will discuss under issues that relate to business. The second set we will discuss under issues that relate directly to society. And then the last one, we'll discuss issues that relate to the government. Okay. So that's the roadmap I'm going to take. Okay. So one thing is this. It is very important to note that this course is usually studied with live cases, practical examples. Okay, so when you open your courseware, you will see the ExxonMobil case. There's different stories that happened to one particular company called ExxonMobil today, how they started, how they moved, and where they are today, and how they're going to move on. Okay, so there are other case studies in your courseware for different topics. So as you're reading, try and fish out what you're reading from the case study that you have. Okay, so that's this. So prepare yourself so that we'll discuss and meet ahead. I also added this on my notes, a story about Nokia and Samsung. Okay, okay, gradually, until Samsung came to where they are right now. Okay, so that's it. If you have any question, I'm gonna take them here. Otherwise, just wait for the link to the video. All right. So Danny Damson, right? I hope I'm right. Go on and speak, please.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
You're welcome, sir. Good evening.
The thing is, I came in late, so I'm having like the network is very terrible. So I want to ask that I hope the class is recorded, and if you are to
Yeah,
get
it's recording. It's recording. Don't worry, you.
so if I'm to play the recorded version, I hope it won't be lagging and like, the way
No,
I'm expecting.
it wouldn't.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. Any other question? No. So we'll be studying a lot on all of these. That means we're going to dig deeper. We'll touch the nitty-gritties of all the other aspects. Okay. Okay. So always remember that your past questions are attached to this note. Let's go to the bottom. Let's see. Let's see. Good. This is the down part of the note. Okay. So let's see that we can have questions. that concern or to just study it now? All right, that's question number one from today's class. All right, let's go there again and see another one. Okay, we've not discussed up to all this point. Let's go on. Yes, I can hear you. Please go on.
Good evening, sir. At the orientation, you instructed us not to download the material
Oh,
yet
network.
until you're finished.
Is
So
it
do we
just
go
me?
ahead now? It's all, sir.
No, don't download. We're still working. You don't know. Don't download yet. Just follow it gradually. You have a link. Tap your app and open. The reason why I asked you not to download, why I don't advise you to download my material yet, is because as we're discussing, I may be adding points, I'm adding some issues. Okay. If you download it, the downloaded copy that you have will not have the issues that I might have added in this class. And that thing I would have added would have aided your ability to understand better. That's the reason why. So that once I
Okay.
just say exam is 2 weeks, in 2 weeks time we'll finish lecture. Just know that anything that we want to add, we have already added. That's the point you can say, okay, let me download and then study if you want to. Okay, thank you
Okay,
very
thank you.
much. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you had a lovely day today. I'm going to stop the recording now so that we can all rest because I really need to that.